Hello, guys. Welcome back. This is topic number 21. We are going to talk about weather today. This is IELTS Speaking Part 1. If you haven't seen the other topics, you can go to our playlist, which is also IELTS Speaking Part 1 in our IELTS Q&A podcast. And you will see the sample questions as these ones. So today we're going to discuss these 5 questions. I'm going to give sample answers. Mind you, in the examination, you're going to be given a timer, and this timer is going to lead you into speaking in a very specific interval of time. So you don't have to worry too much about the time that I have to speak a little bit or more or something like that. Because if you keep on explaining and the time is up, the examiner is going to tell you that the time is up and you're going to move to the next question, and that is okay. So the first question, what's the weather like in your city? So currently I'm traveling to Tanzania, in the middle of the country. There is a place called Dodoma. And Dodoma's weather is a little bit chilly. And in the evening, in mornings, it's chillier, but during the day, sometimes it's warm. It changes depending on the day. When it's cloudy, it's much more colder. Question number 2, do you prefer hot or cold weather? I usually prefer hot weather, especially not too hot. When I'm in Africa, some places are very hot, and due to the humidity, it's really disturbing, and I'm having difficult time breathing. So I usually prefer hot weather when I'm not in a very hot places. For example, in the middle of this country, the hot weather is okay because it's a little bit dry. But normally, I'm much more fond of cold weather, especially when I'm in a little bit nearby the sea, because when it's hot and there is humidity, it's trouble. I cannot breathe properly, and I feel like I'm suffocating or something like that. So, yeah. Question number 3, how does weather affect your mood? How does weather affect your mood? Okay, so the weather affects my mood in this way. When it's cold, I love to kind of go out and do a lot of sports, so it's giving me more energy. I know a lot of people would think like the hot weather is the one which is making you a little bit active. You go out there, you want to do things. For me, it's quite different. When it's cold, I kind of get this amount of energy. I just want to go out there and do a lot of sports, being more and more active. I don't know if my body is trying to force me to compensate or trying to produce more heat in one way or another, but that's how I feel. But when it's hot, I feel a little bit lazier. I don't want to do a lot. I have a lot of excuses not to at least do sports, for instance. Question number 4, what do you usually do when it rains? When it rains, I love to be indoors, actually. I love rain. I don't have problem getting wet when it's raining outside, and in most cases, I probably don't have an umbrella. But when I'm carrying something important, obviously I want to protect myself. But when it's raining, I love being inside, whether watching a movie, reading a book, or sleeping. Or if it's raining and it's cold, I love to drink something hot. You know, could be tea, could be coffee, could be anything that get me going. And reading is perfect for that moment. And if I feel like I want to sleep, I love to sleep hours and hours. We have this belief, that if you were born during the rain season, you kind of like love sleeping when it's raining. I know it's probably not right, and it's not. I mean, like from my observation, personally, I love that because I was born in the rain season, but I don't think it's right for everyone else. I don't know what you people think about it, but that was my experience with the beliefs that we have among the people that I've lived with. Question number 5, is the weather changing in your country? Not very much, but lately we have been having less rain compared to all the days. In rainy seasons, it used to rain a lot, almost impossible to go out. Sometimes people will be stuck indoors for 3, 4 days just because it's raining a lot. But nowadays it doesn't rain as much. Maximum 1 hour, 2 hours, and sometimes it's mostly rain showers. So we don't have the same amount of rain we used to have. I think this is probably because of the climate change, the rise of the industries, there are so many facts or factors that affect our climate that could automatically change the way we experience the weather compared to what's used to be. I remember being in Istanbul, and we kind of had a rainy day in the middle of summer, which might be very normal, but for Istanbul, it wasn't a very normal thing. Look, not even a rainy day, rain days. We love playing basketball outdoors during summer. So seeing something like this was kind of like, okay, this is weird. And sometimes we had sunny days in the middle of winter, you know, and sunny, you're feeling hot, like 20 degrees of some sort, going out with a t-shirt. That was very strange. So I think, yeah, the weather is changing here and as well as in other parts of the world. So that being said, that was our last question. I love to insist more on practicing, actually trying to read the questions and trying to answer them by yourself. If you're not very sure, you can listen to the playlist. You can have only the listening session whereby you just listen to them the way the questions are being answered, and then you can try to answer them by yourself, or you could go one by one, listening one and trying to answer the second one and trying to answer. And these videos are not very long, so you could actually binge watch the way you're watching movies or series nowadays. All right, so best of luck. If you have any question, don't forget to leave the comments. If you like what you're doing, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to open the notifications to be able to see when the next video appears. Take care of yourself and best of luck.